Kripa bolo kanna koro ami bharaduki. Kripa bolo kanna koro ami bharaduki. Daya koro sitapati Advaita Gosai. Daya koro sitapati Advaita Gosai. Tava kripa bole pai Chaitanya nitai. Tava kripa bole pai Chaitanya nitai. Hahas swarup sanatan Rupa Raghunath. Swarup sanatan Rupa Raghunath. Bhata Yuga Shri Jiva Prabhu Lokanath. Bhata Yuga Shri Jiva Prabhu Lokanath. Daya koro Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas. Daya koro Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas. Ramachandra Sangamaki Naratamadas. Ramachandra Sangamaki Naratamadas. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More. Toma Bhina Ke Dayalu Jagata Samsare. Toma Bhina Ke Dayalu Jagata Samsare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaur Hari Bo. Nitai Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaur Hari Bo. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande, Jai Om Vishnupad, Paramahansa, Paribrajakacharya, Ashtatara Sata Sri Srimad, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki, ISKCON Founder, Charya Srila Prabhupada Ki, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki, Prem Shigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki, Vrindavan Mayapur Dham Ki, Ganga Maya Yamuna Maya Ki, Tulsi Maharani Bhakti Devi Ki, Hari Nam Sankirtan ki, Shri Gaur Purnima Maha Mahotsava ki. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga, all glories Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschacha Deshatarine. Huh? Huh? 2 minutes.
Hare Krishna. তো আপনাদের সমস্ত ভক্তদের আমরা স্বাগত জানাই গৌর পূর্ণিমা উপলক্ষে 3 দিন ব্যাপী যে গৌর কথা আয়োজন করা হয়েছে ইসকন কলকাতা মন্দিরের পক্ষ থেকে। তো আমরা খুব ভাগ্যবান যে আমরা আমাদের মধ্যে পেয়েছি শ্রী শ্রীমদ্ ভক্তি বিঘ্ন বিনাশক নরসিংহ স্বামী মহারাজ। তো এবং আমাদের সঙ্গে রয়েছেন পরম পূজ্য মহাবিষ্ণু স্বামী মহারাজ। হরি বল। তো আমি শ্রী শ্রীমদ্ ভক্তি বিঘ্ন বিনাশক নরসিংহ স্বামী মহারাজ ছোট ইন্ট্রোডাকশন দেব। তো মহারাজ ইসকনের অন্যতম গুরু, দীক্ষা গুরু, সন্ন্যাসী এবং শিল প্রভুপাদের অনেক প্রবীণ শিষ্য। তো মহারাজ 1970 সালে তিনি লন্ডনে কৃষ্ণ ভবনামৃতে আসেন যখন উনি পড়াশোনা করছিলেন এবং তারপরে উনি 1971 সালে শিল প্রভুপাদের কাছ থেকে দীক্ষা প্রাপ্ত হন এবং সেই সময় থেকে বিগত প্রায় 55 বছর ধরে উনি এই শিল প্রভুপাদের মিশনে অক্লান্ত পরিশ্রম করে বিভিন্নভাবে সারা বিশ্ব পরিভ্রমণ করে সেবা করে চলেছেন। হরি বল। তো মহারাজ ওনার শুরুর দিকে আমাদের ইসকন কলকাতা মন্দিরেও তিনি থেকেছেন, এটা আমাদের খুব সৌভাগ্য। তো 1994 সালে মহারাজ হিজ হোলিনেস তমাল কৃষ্ণ গোস্বামী মহারাজের কাছ থেকে সন্ন্যাস দীক্ষা লাভ করেন এবং তখন থেকেই তিনি যে চায়নাতে তিনি প্রচার শুরু করেন। তো শিল প্রভুপাদ বলেছিলেন যে চায়নাতে প্রচার করা সবচেয়ে কঠিন এবং যারা চায়নাতে ভক্ত হবে একদিন তারা সবচেয়ে শ্রেষ্ঠ ভক্ত হবে। হরি বল। তো মহারাজ তিনি চায়না সহ আরও অন্যান্য দেশে যেখানে বাস্তবিকভাবে কৃষ্ণ ভবনেতে প্রচার করা ব্যান আছে সেখানে আপনি ওপেন কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি প্রচার করতে পারবেন না। তো মহারাজ সেই সমস্ত দেশে জীবনের ঝুঁকি নিয়ে বিভিন্ন প্রতিকূলতা সত্ত্বেও সেখানে কেউ যায় না প্রচার করতে। তো মহারাজ সেখানে ভ্রমণ করে প্রচার করছেন, বিশেষ করে চায়না, তাইওয়ান, ফিলিপিন্স, সিঙ্গাপুর, থাইল্যান্ড, হংকং, ইন্ডিয়া, মালয়েশিয়া, মরিশাস, ইউরোপ, এরকম সারা বিশ্বের বিভিন্ন জায়গা মহারাজ ঘুরে প্রচার করছেন। তো মহারাজ ওনার ব্যক্তিগত জীবনে আচরণ করার মাধ্যমে মহারাজ শিক্ষা প্রদান করেন। তো মহারাজের সাধনা, ব্যক্তিগত সাধনা, ওনার নামে রুচি, ওনার সরল জীবন এবং তপস্যা, অমানিনা মানদেন মহারাজের ভাব, তো এইভাবে মহারাজ পুরো পৃথিবীতে হাজার হাজার লক্ষ লক্ষ ভক্তদেরকে মহারাজ অনুপ্রাণিত করছেন। তো মায়াপুর ইনস্টিটিউট অফ হায়ার এডুকেশন রয়েছে, যেখানে বিভিন্ন ইসকনে বিভিন্ন ডিগ্রি কোর্সগুলো রয়েছে, সেখানে শিক্ষা দেওয়া হয়। তো মহারাজ শুরু থেকেই, যবে থেকে MIHE শুরু হয়েছে শুরু থেকেই সেখানে শিক্ষা প্রদান করছেন এবং আমরা অত্যন্ত ভাগ্যবান যখন প্রতি বছরে গৌর পূর্ণিমা ফেস্টিভ্যাল হয় তখন মহারাজ প্রতি বছর কলকাতায় আসেন এবং তিনি আমাদের সঙ্গ দেন। তো আমরা মহারাজকে স্বাগত জানাবো আমাদের ইসকন কলকাতা মন্দিরে 3 বার হরি বল বলে। হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি বল। শ্রীমদ্ ভক্তি বিঘ্ন বিনাশক নরসিংহ স্বামী মহারাজ কি।
Are we going to have translation? Do we have translation? Do you do translation in the morning?
কাউকে
Oh, we'll sit over there. Okay.
কাউকে যদি ট্রান্সলেশন দরকার হয় মহারাজ ইংরেজিতে ক্লাস দেবেন, কারো যদি বাংলা ট্রান্সলেশন দরকার হয় পিছনে আমি অনুবাদ করব, আপনারা কেউ দরকার হলে আসতে পারেন। তো আমরা সেই সঙ্গে আমরা স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি।
But if one does not remember him, even easy things become very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisances. Okay. All right. So the mercy of Lord Chaitanya is very important for us. Lord Chaitanya is Mahabodhanaya avatar. He's the most merciful, but he gives his mercy to the most fallen. So that's a good qualification. If we're fallen souls, it's a good qualification to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So we want to understand Lord Chaitanya's mood. That Lord Chaitanya came to give Krishna consciousness to everyone. And he did it through his Sankirtan movement. He did it through the Sankirtan movement. So, you know, when we take part in Sankirtan, then we feel the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We do Sankirtan not to get any material benediction, not to get any mystic yoga or to get liberation. We do Sankirtan just simply because it's so joyful. It's so ecstatic, taking part in the Sankirtan movement. Even though we have a material body, and the material body has senses, and the senses want gratification, but when we're doing Sankirtan, then our senses have no problem. They're subdued, just like snakes which have poison fangs. And when you break the fangs of the snake, then you don't have to fear the snake anymore. So similarly, our senses are like a snake with the fangs. The fangs are broken. So devotees who are taking part in Sankirtan, they don't have to worry about the senses, because if they're engaged in chanting the holy names, and if they're engaged in chanting and dancing, they don't think about the senses. Everything is forgotten. So this was Lord Chaitanya's, Mahaprabhu's mercy, that he came to give us all this Sankirtan. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Das Kaviraj has given us a description about the different pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. And I thought we'd begin speaking first about the childhood pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Das Kaviraj talks first about the advent of Lord Chaitanya. But we'll talk about the advent of Lord Chaitanya closer to Gaur Purnima. For today, I wanted to speak about the childhood pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Radha Govinda Ki. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we should understand that the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, his childhood pastimes, although they appear childish, like any other child, that they're very special because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And just like Lord Krishna's pastimes, Lord Krishna, of course, says in the Bhagavad Gita, Abhajananti mammudha manushim tanam ashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. That the foolish mock at me, descending amongst them like an ordinary person. They do not know my nature, my supreme dominion over all that be. So Lord Krishna, when he appeared on the planet, very few people understood he was the Supreme Lord. There was only people like the Pandavas and the people of Vrindavan, but generally the mass of people, the common people, they did not understand Lord Krishna to be the Supreme Lord. And similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, adventing himself in Mayapur, not many people understood that he is the Supreme Lord. Some few people did though, and we see by the grace of people like Murari Gupta. Now Murari Gupta, his residence was not very far away from Jagannath Mishra's home at the Yoga Pit. You know, there's only that one rice field, Pritu Kunj, right? That's what's separating Murari Gupta's home from Jagannath Mishra's home. So Murari Gupta, he witnessed all of the childhood pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he kept a diary. He kept diaries, just like some of our devotees. They were very wise, and they kept diaries of all their pastimes, all the activities with Srila Prabhupada. You can read, for example, Harisori Prabhu's diary, Transcendental Diary. And Tamal Krishna Goswami, he had also a diary during the final days of Srila Prabhupada. So these documents were very valuable for all of us. After Srila Prabhupada's departure, it's very nice for us, we relish reading their memories of all the different events which took place. And similarly, Murari Gupta, he also kept a diary about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And of course, in those days, we didn't have books. Everything was on palm leaves. You've seen Rupa Goswami's books, and maybe you've seen Vrindavandas Thakur's Chaitanya Bhagavat, the original Chaitanya Bhagavat which he wrote, is kept up in there's some temple there up there around in the Gaura Mandala Bhumi, and they have the original copies. And if you go to Suryadas Pandit's, they have the Bhagavad Gita written by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu wrote the Bhagavad Gita, and it's on on palm leaves. And they have the palm leaves there in Suryadas Pandit's temple there, which is in Gaura Mandala Bhumi. So these documents are very valuable. Now Bhakti Purushottam Swami, he's doing a thing, wants everybody to write the Bhagavad Gita, write out the Bhagavad Gita and keep it. So we're fortunate that people like Murari Gupta kept a diary of the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he recorded all these things. Other people also later on, Swarup Damodar Goswami, he also kept notes about his dealings with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Swarup Damodar Goswami was like the secretary to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After Chaitanya had taken sannyas and gone to live in Jagannath Puri, Swarup Damodar Goswami was one of his intimate associates. I always regret never keeping diaries, keeping all the notes about Srila Prabhupada. It becomes difficult to remember sometimes everything which happened. So, anyway, we're very fortunate because these diaries, like Murari Gupta's notes on the activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they helped so much for Krishnadas Kaviraj to compile this Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he could describe everything to us. So Krishnadas Kaviraj begins his description of the childhood Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by telling us that the son of Sachi is not different from that Lord Krishna who was the son of Mother Yashoda. And he quotes, Prabhupada quotes Narottam Das Thakur, Brajendra Nandana se Sachi Sutta Hailahe Balaram Hoilo Nitai. And so Narottam Das Thakur described these things. Krishnadas Kaviraj also confirms the same statement, that this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from the son of Mother Yashoda. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advents himself in the home of Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata. Sachimata was the daughter of Nilambar Chakravarti Thakur. Nilambar Chakravarti was a prominent astrologer at that time. And he had predicted that this child would be a special soul. Just like when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati appeared, in his childhood he was known as Bimal Prasad. So there were different indications given to Bhaktivinoda Thakur about the nature of this child, that this child was going to be very good, very spiritual, right? Things like the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck like the Brahman thread, and then when they placed the child at the feet of Lord Jagannath at the time of Rath Yatra, the garland fell onto him. So these things are not just mere chants, but these are indications that it's a very special child. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur noted these things and gave the child special training and education. So similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he appears in the home of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, who are his very nice devotees. Jagannath Mishra, of course, brahmana, and he had actually come to Mayapur to get training from the father of Sachimata, Nilambar Chakravarti. So the arrangement was made that he would marry Sachi, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's Nimai, he's the second son of Sachi. So, at the time of his birth, they were concerned for the safety of the child, because Mother Sachi had given birth to 8 daughters, but they had all expired. They were all miscarriages. So because she'd lost children so many times, there was some concern that this child may also expire. So they thought, to protect him, we'll give him the name Nimai. And that is associated with the neem tree, because the neem tree is bitter, antiseptic, right? Do you like eating neem leaves? They're good for us, right? Good for health, but very bitter. So it's understood that the neem will keep the ghosts away. The ghosts will not live in the neem tree. So they gave Nimai the name, they gave the child the name Nimai, that will protect him. So one of the first pastimes which took place with Nimai was concerning the markings on his lotus feet. We know on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna there are auspicious markings, like the disc and the conch, and there's also a fish, and there are several different items all marking the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So it happened with the birth of Nimai, the family were noticing the different markings, and they could see even the footprints around the house. They could see on the floor how there were footprints with these auspicious markings. And they were wondering, where could they come from? Who was putting these? And then Jagannath Mishra thought, oh well, because I'm worshipping Shaligram. So the Shaligram is the form of the Lord. So Lord Krishna must be coming from the Shaligram. And that's why these marks are here. But then they looked on Nimai's feet, and they could see the same markings. They could observe the same markings on his feet, just as they were seeing the footprints around the house. So they were seeing all these different auspicious markings which are there on his lotus feet. And they were considering, how is it like this? So they called for Nilambar Chakravarti. Now Nilambar Chakravarti, the father of Sachi, and he came and he said, this is not a surprise to me. He said, before, when Sachi was carrying the child in her womb, I predicted that this child was going to be a great soul. Because Sachi was carrying the child in her womb, usually when the woman conceives a child, the child will be in the womb for 9 months. And after 9 months, will deliver the child. But Mother Sachi was carrying the child 14 months. And child was, there was no cesarean in those days. You have to understand. Nowadays, of course, they will just cut you open, Oh, you have to have cesarean and like that. So, Mother Sachi, she just kept the child in her womb. Somehow the child was not taking birth. And they were considering why the child is not taking birth. And Nilambar Chakravarti Thakur, he said, in a few days, after a short time, there's going to be a very auspicious constellation. All the planets will be in very auspicious positions. So this child must be a great soul, and he is waiting for the auspicious time to take birth. Just like, the birth chart. Most of you probably did your birth chart. The astrologers, they give the birth chart, and they look at the different stars and the planets. And usually there'll be some doshas, right? Do you have any doshas in your charts? Doshas, faults, right? Yes, we have doshas. And one Mataji, she had a dosha, so she got married to a banana tree. First marriage was not going to work, so they had the first marriage to a banana tree, and then she got married. So sometimes they do like that. So Nilambar Chakravarti said, this child is waiting for the auspicious time to take birth. Of course, sometimes people try to they try to take advantage. They do cesarean at the auspicious time. But natural birth, Mother Sachi, she gave birth, and it was, of course, at the Purnima time, when there was eclipse, when everyone was chanting the holy name. So that was a very auspicious time. So Nilambar Chakravarti, when he heard about the markings on the soul of the child, he said, just look at your child. He said, I see within the body of your child, there are 32 different auspicious signs in the body of your child. Different parts of the body are big, some parts of the body are small, some parts are deep, some parts are shallow. There's a description given in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about all of the different parts of the body, describing how it was auspicious. Let me see if I just find it. Yeah, 32. It's mentioned in the scriptures, 5 of his bodily parts are large, 5 are fine, 7 are reddish, 6 are raised, 3 small, 3 broad, and 3 grave. All right? The reddish parts, they're easier to remember. Reddish parts are the eyes, the soul, the palm of the hand, the palate, the nails, and the upper and lower lips. Reddish parts of the body. Right? So, like this, this is a quotation from the Samudrika, a Vedic Shastra, describing the auspicious symptoms. So Srila Prabhupada comments that when someone is actually an incarnation of the Lord, they have to show the symptoms of God. The symptoms have to be there. Now, if you'd gone to Kumbh Mela, I didn't go this time, but I've been before. Usually at Kumbh Mela, there'll be so many incarnations of God, right? So many people claiming to be incarnations of God. It's a common affair. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he actually showed the symptoms of God from his very birth by the different auspicious features, markings on his body and the different proportions of his body. So this is important to understand, that you don't become an incarnation of God just by of common people, just by people saying, oh, Guruji is God. That's not the process. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he showed all of this, his palms, his soles. So they were very happy to see all these symptoms. And they predicted, this child will deliver the 3 worlds. He will be a great devotee. Therefore, he was given the name Vishwambar, the maintainer of the universe. So this was very appropriate name for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just like Lord Krishna has many names, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also many names. So it was predicted, this child will preach the Vaishnava cult, and he will deliver both the family from his mother's side and from his father's side. Usually the son is only delivering the father's side, but this child, very special. It's going to deliver both the maternal and the paternal members. Right? Son is called Putra, one who delivers the father, but can also deliver the mother if he's very great. Dhruva Maharaj delivered his mother, right? Took his mother back to Godhead. So similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he delivered all of his family, the mother's side and the father's side. So Mahaprabhu, as a young child, had wonderful pastimes. One of the pastimes was Mother Sachi had brought some sweets for Nimai to eat, some sweetmeats. But what happened was, instead of eating the sweets, Nimai began to eat dirt. Just like Lord Krishna, as a child, he was also eating dirt, isn't it? As a child, Lord Krishna, Lord Balaram told Mother Yashoda, Krishna's eating dirt. And Mother Yashoda asked Krishna, have you been eating dirt? And when Krishna opened his mouth, what happened? Mother Yashoda saw the whole creation, the whole cosmic manifestation within the mouth. And she saw even her own self looking in the mouth of Krishna. So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a young boy, he also ate dirt. And Mother Yashoda asked him, why are you eating dirt? I've given you sweets. And Nimai said to Mother Yashoda, he said, well, the sweets are a transformation of the earth. The sweets also grow from the earth. You know, if you use, maybe you make grain, you use grains and make some sweets, comes from the earth. What is the harm? You gave me sweets, I'm eating the earth. They're both, it's the same thing. I'm eating the earth. You gave me the sweets come from the earth. Why I have to eat sweets? I can eat the earth. But Mother Yashoda was, Mother Sachi was very shocked to hear her child speak Mayavada philosophy. It's a young child. So Mother Sachi, she gave nice examples to defeat Nimai. She said to him, when you eat the earth, your body will become diseased. You will suffer. But when you eat the sweets, your body will be nourished and healthy. There's a difference. And she went on to give more she said, just like if I take some earth, a lump of earth, and pour water on the earth, the water will be wasted. But if I take the earth and make it in the form of a pot, and then put the water, then the water can be stored in the clay pot. So there's a difference. It's not all one. People are so fond, the common people are so fond of oneness, the oneness of everything, but it's not all one. There's a difference. And so in the very childhood, this was discussed by Mother Sachi and Nimai. And when Nimai heard Mother Sachi explain like that, Mother Sachi was very happy. Lord Chaitanya was very happy to hear Mother Sachi refute the Mayavada philosophy. And he said to his mother, oh, Mama, why didn't you tell me this before? This is very good. Like this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was showing his childhood pastimes. Another interesting pastime which took place in Mahaprabhu's childhood was it happened that a brahmana came to their home. It is customary for people to invite brahmanas to their home to eat food. Of Jagannath Mishra, he's also a brahmana. But anyway, maybe this person was not just even a brahmana, maybe he was like a wandering mendicant. So Jagannath Mishra had invited him home to take shelter in his home. So the brahmana said, I have my own deity and I have to cook for my deity. So Jagannath Mishra said, no problem, we will give you all the facilities. You can cook for your deity. And the brahmana said, I only eat what I offer to my deity. That's a very nice practice to do like that. If you have a deity, you keep a deity at home, you want to eat only what's offered to, what you cook and offer to your deity. His Holiness Bhakti Raghava Swami, he has a very nice attitude. He said, I only want to eat what you grow. If you didn't grow it, I don't want to eat it. Because he's pushing Varnashram, and he wants to encourage people to do farming and to grow their own food. So if any of his disciples invite him to their home, he tells them, I will only eat what you've grown. I think he'll have to go a bit hungry when he goes to Switzerland, because in the winter time, you can't grow too much there. Anyway, he'll manage, I'm sure. So this brahmana came to the home of Jagannath Mishra and he began cooking for his deity. And he was cooking, and then he finished the cooking, and then he made the offering. He put his offering in front of the deity, and he got a bell, and he was offering prayers. And while he was ringing the bell and offering the prayers, Nimai comes along, and he begins to eat the offering. And the brahmana, look, the child is eating the offering. I've not finished the offering. The child is eating this offering. Wow, my offering is all ruined. Oh no. Jagannath Mishra felt very sorry that, oh, I'm so sorry. My child is very mischievous, very naughty. He said, anyway, he said, you please cook again. Please cook again. We're very sorry to trouble you, but please, if you cook again, we will feel satisfied. So Jagannath Mishra again arranged all the paraphernalia, everything needed for cooking. And so the brahmana does the cooking, and he does the cooking, and again he makes the offering. And again, while he's making the offering, again, who comes along but Nimai? And he's eating. And again, when the brahmana was in meditation, and he happened to look, oh no, the child has again come. Oh, so the second time, it was real, Jagannath Mishra was so upset. So he begged the brahmana, I am so sorry, this child is, I will lock him up. I will lock him up, please. He said, now it's coming tonight. I will put him to sleep. While we're all asleep, at that time you can cook. Nobody will disturb your offering. So the brahmana thought, he thought maybe Krishna doesn't want me to eat today because the offering's always being disturbed. But Jagannath Mishra begged him, please, please cook one more time and enjoy your food. I don't want you to have to fast. You've come to my home. I don't want that you should go hungry. So when everyone was asleep and it was dark and very quiet, then the brahmana did his cooking again and prepared everything and again made the offering. But then as he's making the offering, then somehow it happened that again Nimai came and began to eat. And the brahmana was just devastated that, how is this that you have come, everyone is asleep, you're the only one and you have come? And Nimai says to the brahmana, he said, you know, you're my devotee birth after birth. Previously, I was Lord Krishna, and at that time, you were also feeding me. Now you're calling me to come and eat. Why are you surprised? You're calling me to come and eat when you offer the food. So I'm coming in response to your prayers. You're inviting me to come and eat. He said, I always accept your offerings. For many lifetimes you've worshipped me. Now I'm again taking your offerings. The brahmana was in ecstasy, and he fell at the feet of Nimai Pandit. Nimai Pandit, however, told the brahmana, don't reveal this to anyone. So the interesting question is, if we don't reveal this to anyone, how do we know about this? How could this all be recorded in the Chaitanya Bhagavat? Well, we know because the author of Chaitanya Bhagavat was Vrindavan Das Thakur. And Vrindavan Das Thakur is not different from Vyasadeva. And Srila Vyasadeva knew everything. So he could describe all of these things. And that's how it's all there in our Chaitanya Bhagavat and in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So in this way Lord Chaitanya was enjoying these wonderful pastimes. Another childhood pastime took place on the Ekadasi day. Now Ekadasi day, we worship the Lord and we cook regularly for Radha Govinda and Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. We offer rice and dal and chapati, we offer grains, but devotees we're not taking. We're having Ekadasi Prasad. And some are fasting. So there were two devotees, Jagadish and Haranya, and they were keeping a deity, and they were doing a very special offering on Ekadasi day. They would cook a very nice, opulent offering on the Ekadasi day. So it happened that that day, Nimai Pandit pretended he was sick. And he was telling his mother, oh, I'm sick, oh, I'm not well, oh. And mother Sachi was thinking what to do, how to... And then Nimai said to his mother, the only thing which can help me, you have to get me the prasad from Naharanya and Jagadish. Go and beg some prasad from them. So Jagannath Mishra went to these two men. They lived only like 1 or 2 kilometers away. He went to their home and he said, my child is sick. And he said, the only thing which can cure me is some of the prasad which you have prepared for today. And they were thinking, how does this child know we have a special offering today? That this child is very intelligent. He knows that Ekadasi day we have a very big feast and he is asking some prasad. So they gave all the prasad to Jagannath Mishra and he brought it back, and Nimai took the prasad and said, now I feel better now, I've had prasad. It's cured my health. So like this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was enjoying his pastimes with his devotees. Another pastime which took place in his childhood was when 2 dacoits came. Because Nimai was decorated with different ornaments. Mother Sachi had purchased different golden ornaments for her child. And so these 2 dacoits, they saw the child with all the ornaments and they thought, oh, let's take this child and we can kill the child and take all the ornaments, we'll be rich. So it happened that somehow they were able to pick up Nimai, and they picked him up and ran off with him. But they ran away, and they ended up coming round in a circle, and they came back to the same place where they'd taken Nimai. They'd come back to the home of Jagannath Mishra. And then the 2 dacoits thought, oh, people will be looking for the child. If they see us, they will kill us because they'll know that we have tried to steal the child. And so Lord Chaitanya, he arranged like this. He arranged these 2 thieves to be put into illusion, to try to escape. But they could not. They came back to the home of Jagannath Mishra and put the child down and ran off. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was enjoying playing with all the other young children, and they would play games with each other, and like children, they would fight with each other. You know, when you're young, you always fight with each other. Sometimes you get beaten, sometimes you beat somebody, and sometimes you get beaten. So similarly, Nimai Pandit was doing these different things. He was sporting with all the young boys. They were playing with each other. And he was also joking with the young girls of his age. They would come with offerings because the young girls would want to worship Lord Shiva to get a good husband. And they would bring sweets and flowers. And Nimai Pandit would see them and he would tell them, "You should offer these to me." And they would say, "Why you?" And he said, "I am the Lord of Shiva. Lord Shiva worships me. You should offer you give to me." And they would say, "Don't joke with us, Nimai." He say, "I'm not joking. I will curse you. You'll have to marry an old man who has already 5 wives and many children." And so like that, Nimai would joke with the young girls. And sometimes people would complain. They would come to Jagannath Mishra and complain that this child of yours behaves very bad. And Jagannath Mishra would have to chastise Nimai. "You should behave properly. You should behave properly. Don't make people angry." And Jagannath Mishra would have dreams. And in his dream, a brahmana would appear. And they would tell him, "You should be careful how you speak to your son. Your son is no ordinary person." But Jagannath Mishra would say, "Well, I am his father, and it's my duty to teach him and to train him to behave properly." So Jagannath Mishra, because he was in Vatsalya Ras, he could only think of Lord Chaitanya as Nimai, as his son, even though he could see so many different amazing qualities indicating that he's a great personality, that he's a divine personality. But Jagannath Mishra could only think, "He is my son." Just like Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda, they could only think of Krishna as their child. Even when Krishna was picking up the Govardhan hill, Mother Yashoda thought, "It must be my husband who's doing it. My son couldn't do it." So like that, Vatsalya Ras, by the influence of Yoga Maya, the parents, they were enjoying this loving relationship with Nimai Pandit, who is the personality of Godhead. Okay, is there any questions? Mahavishnu Swami, like to comment anything? Do we have a mic for Mahavishnu? We couldn't hear you.
What you said. Very nice. I'm happy. Thank you very much.
Oh, you didn't. Okay. Yes, Prabhu?
So Maharaj, you have said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered both his father and mother. And suppose the parents are not devotees. So in this particular life, they have not become devotees. So what is the possibility that they will be, if the child is a devotee, the parents will become devotees next life, or when they will be delivered? Any comments on this?
Yeah. Parents are not devotees, but somebody becomes a devotee. Well, we're supposed to do something for the father, right? The son has to deliver the father. And then the mother, she's supposed to follow the father. If the mother's chaste, she'll follow her husband. So if the father gets delivered, then the wife at chase, she'll follow her husband. The husband gets delivered, the wife will follow her husband, she'll also get delivered. Like that. So if they're not devotees, because somebody in the family becomes a devotee, that gives them a lot of benefit. That just like Prahlad, that his father was not devotee, but he got so much benefit. He got to fight with Lord Nrsingadev. And he was able to hear from Prahlad Maharaj. He was able to hear the glories of the Lord from Prahlad. And he would even chant the holy name. It happened when he was doing austerities, when Hiranyakashipu was doing austerities. At that time, Narada Muni came there in the form of a bird. And they came as a form of a bird and they were chanting, Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. And Hiranyakashipu was doing austerities and he could hear these two birds singing, Narayan, Narayan. He became angry. He also chanted, Narayan, Narayan. And he went back to his wife and his wife said, what are you doing? Why you came back? He said, all these birds were chanting Narayan. They were chanting Narayan. So Hiranyakashipu was also chanting the holy name because of the influence of the devotees. So, of course, we try to influence people to chant. Right? People will chant. Sometimes they will chant mockingly. And so we can cover our ears. And then they'll chant louder. They will chant Hare Krishna louder. So, good, very beneficial for them. Anyone chanting the holy name, even mockingly or grudgingly, they benefit. So parents, oh, our son, he's become a Hare Krishna. Oh, yeah. Oh, my son, oh, he's a Hare Krishna. Oh, wasted his life like that. They'll say bad things, but they're saying Hare Krishna. Very good. They're chanting the holy name. Very good. And so their devotional life is beginning. Next life they'll get the opportunity to go on further. Right? Liberation means you get the opportunity to do devotional service. To be liberated doesn't necessarily mean that you'll go back to Godhead, but you have the opportunity to take up devotional service. So that's important. Okay. Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Maharaj, as you were sharing that nowadays the delivery of child happens through surgery. So doctors also encourage that you should do surgery, otherwise your life is in danger if you deliver as the child. Means they try to mislead. So how much should we trust the doctors?
Well, yeah, doctors will tell you these things, you know. I personally, I don't have a lot of faith in doctors. We live by the grace of Krishna. All right? If Krishna wants to kill, Mare Krishna Rake Ke Rake Krishna Mare. You know, it's up to Krishna. It's not up to the doctors. You may have the best doctor, the best medicine, and you may still die. So, there are ladies, I know some ladies, they wouldn't go for cesarean. They refused cesarean, even though they were in so much pain, so much difficulty, but they would refuse cesarean. They said, child has to come out on its own. And it did. Child came. And of course, doctors may tell you these things. Oh, you have to do this. Well, a lot of doctors, they encourage cesarean because they make money more when they do the cesarean. They want that money. If you give birth naturally, they don't make so much money. So they like that. They want it for their business, you know. Nowadays they're doing so many surgeries, so many people, they're getting the knee, you put the knee joints in, you know, it's so common. Thousands of people are putting new joints in the knee. Before, nobody did that. We never heard that anybody. Now, you know, it's a good business. They make a lot of money. It's all based on money. Everything is, you know, people influenced by money, how to get the money. That's the problem. You know, how much you can put faith in the words of a doctor and how much you have faith in Krishna. It's a difficult decision. When you're a father, then you have to think of your wife and her child. You know, then I understand the situation. It's difficult. But there are people like that. They do like that. There are people, they won't take blood. They won't have, they'll refuse transformation, blood transfusion. There are some people, they practice like that. Anyway, it's up to every individual. You have to decide these things for yourself.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for this amazing class. Maharaj, I had a question that you mentioned that before Lord Chaitanya appeared, Mother Sachi had 8 miscarriages. So, is there any mention who are these personalities?
Oh, I've been asked this before. I haven't heard anywhere who they were. No acharyas have commented on it. If you find out, please tell me. But I've never heard anywhere that they're identified who they are. Yes?
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, like as Gaur Purnima is coming, so as a devotee, like we are all follower of Lord Gauranga. So what should be our attitude or what we should pray in this special occasion from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? What should be our attitude?
What should be our attitude? What should we pray to Lord Gauranga? Well, we should pray that, please engage me in your service. That is our constant prayer. Please engage me in your service. Please engage me in your Sankirtan mission. Please engage me, allow me to be faithful in practicing our principles and to represent your philosophy. Give me the conviction to convince others about the importance of Krishna consciousness. We want to convince others, we want to help others to be delivered, to bring people to Krishna consciousness, to give them a better life. So that is the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took sannyas not for his own benefit, but for the benefit of others, to benefit the world, to deliver Krishna consciousness. So like that, we should follow. We should pray to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please engage me in your service. And that's why we're chanting Hare Krishna. It's a prayer to be engaged in service. And at the same time, it's the answer to the prayer. Because by chanting the holy name, we're engaged in service to Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura back to Vrinda ki. Prabhupada power went down.
হরে কৃষ্ণ।
I hadn't charged.
তো কালকেও মহারাজ গৌর কথা দেবেন সকাল 8টা থেকে 9:30 পর্যন্ত। তো সমস্ত ভক্তদের কাছে অনুরোধ আপনারা কালকেও আসবেন এবং তারপরের দিন হচ্ছে গৌর পূর্ণিমা ফেস্টিভ্যাল। হরি বল। আমরা খুব ভাগ্যবান যে মহারাজের সঙ্গ আমরা পাচ্ছি পরপর 3 দিন এবং এছাড়াও আরও বিভিন্ন প্রোগ্রাম রয়েছে, আপনারা সেগুলো